I'd looked at others, they weren't as welcoming as Priestley was, and when I came here, everyone wanted to talk to you, everyone was really friendly, wanted to help out, even if you just wanted to know where you were going, they were happy to tell you, and when you were going to different subjects, they were just really friendly. When I was reading about it on the website, it seemed something that I'd sort of always been a bit interested in, of those aspects of looking at things. And when I went to the open day and I spoke to the tutors, they really explained everything in depth, and it really did seem something that I thought I could see myself doing more than anything, because we hadn't done anything like it at GCSE. It was going to be different, but I could see myself, you know, doing the lessons, even if it's just for the year for AS. I could see myself doing it, and the subjects they covered are really interesting, and now I'm doing them, they are as interesting as I thought they would be. Well, when we first started, we looked at a topic called acquiring culture and everything that makes up different cultures. So whether it's what people wear, what they eat, the traditions they celebrate. And then we looked at, that was quite a quick module to be fair, but once we'd finished that, we moved straight into families and households, which is looking at all different theories, so like functionalism, Marxism, we've done interactionism, feminism. And then we're going to second year, we're doing crime and deviance, so even more theories on top of the ones you've done, but nothing scary. Like I thought when they said, oh, there's all these theories, they're broken down so easy. And then we looked at what they think, different aspects of crime, if they offer solutions to it. And then we're also doing inequality, so again, the same theories, how they think inequality happens in society and what is causing it, and how we can combat that, and it's just been really interesting. If you're even the slightest bit curious about the world you live in, it's a great subject, because it's not just this is society, this is what people think, you end up in debates about it, and I think that's what's really interesting, and then it helps you decide what you think, and you don't have to go, oh, I agree with this 100%. You have those debates and you have them arguments, so if you're the slightest bit curious about it, then I'd just go for it. Well, in lessons we just go through so more recently, and even last year it was, this is a theory, and we focus on one theory each lesson, so we're not having everyone's different ideas in one. And then we'll do what their main thoughts about it, and then we tend to have a debate, and then we'll look at sort of evaluating that and what others say or argue against it. And then for homeworks, it's either just go over your notes and make sure you revise, or other sheets going, we do this little bit of wider reading, but it's never loads of reading. When I came up from GCSE, my exam technique wasn't great, but for sociology, we'll happily just do an hour's lesson, hour and a half lesson on how to structure an essay, and it's so helpful. I think with sociology especially, and doing history alongside it, they combine quite well. I didn't expect them to, because we do a module with history which is looking at Ronald Reagan, and we look at sort of his economic policies, and there's a guy we learn about called Charles Murray in sociology who was Ronald Reagan's advisor. So a lot of his thinking went into the way America's laws in the sort of 80s and 90s were passed. So I didn't realise how much it would link in until I did it. But even when looking at sort of civil rights in history, and you look at inequality in sociology, they do link in, and I didn't expect them to, but they really do, in terms of, well, one person's actions, they supposedly affect everything else. It's that knock-on effect, and then history is just looking at it on a wider time frame, so it does link in. Well, when I leave, I want to do a history degree, but it's helped me decide the aspects of history I want to look at. So the unis I've applied for look at very social history and the impacts of things that have changed in society on history and modern history, because things that happen more recently obviously impact today, and I think what we're living in now through this pandemic is sort of so many things apply that we're learning about. Like inequality has just been ramped up massively, and this will be part of history soon, so it does all link in. And yeah, I'm just quite excited to move on now with sociology and history. They've really helped.